Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin and today I wanted to talk about another 10 things to do instead of spending money. I'm getting closer and closer to the start of my no-buy year and I'm getting really excited about it, especially after looking at my bank balance this Christmas and realising how necessary it is, because after getting all the presents and everything on my kids' bikes, I'm kind of broke, so it's time to kind of rein it in for me. And now that the kids are off school, I'm just staying out of shops as much as I possibly can, unless we need like food and stuff like that. So number one is to approach your area like you're a tourist, looking for free activities to do and things that are like stuff that you would overlook normally because you're from the place and you kind of just walk past the stuff all the time and don't really take it under your notice. Like these could be public parks, it could be places like, for example, in Belfast, the City Hall has like free tours and exhibitions, and I didn't even know this until recently because it's just not somewhere I've ever thought to go into. It's like, I think of it as a place where you get on and off the bus and they have the Christmas market, and I used to hang out there sitting on a bench with my friends out the front of it in the summer when I was a teenager, just like hanging about. But there are places that you can go that are really nice to visit and places that would draw tourists, and obviously that's for a reason. And like, I really like to walk around St George's Market in Belfast. I don't like buying stuff at it because it's so overpriced, but it's nice to just absorb the atmosphere and look around. And it's dog friendly too, which I like. And I just like to kind of scour the internet looking for places to visit near where we live that I've never been to before, because I just like to explore and adventure, and I think you can make your own adventures even if it's at home. Number two is to stay hydrated and make a point of drinking regularly, and use a cup that you can keep handy that reminds you to do so. I know some people are really good about doing this, like my sister is amazing at drinking water and she is always drinking so much of it and never forgets to, but I always forget to drink water, and I think it does affect how you feel and how you function. And I always feel so much better when I've remembered to do it regularly. And then while you're at it, water your plants, because that's another thing. Like, I forget to water myself, I also forget to water my plants, and they're in dire need of the water today, so I will be doing that as soon as I finish this video. Number three is to clean out your handbag or your pockets or your backpack, because it's easy to forget to do this and stuff just piles up so quickly in it. And I kind of remembered this the other day when my kids and I cleared out their school bags, which were absolutely disgusting even after like half a term. So I think it's the same with our pockets, and you can always end up finding money in places that you didn't even know you'd put it, which is always a nice surprise. But it also just feels good to get rid of all the clutter and wash your bag or just have everything cleared out and organized. And it is an activity that takes up time and it feels like it was worthwhile when you're finished. Number four is to create some budgeting spreadsheets if you feel like you're able to do this, because I think sitting down and calculating it all and having it presented in a visual way that you can refer back to motivates you to stay on budget. And it's just like a time consuming activity, but it's one that you'll really benefit from longer term, because you can work out all your expenses and sort of project ahead and compare month to month where you're at with them. Number five is to visit a village that you've never been to that is not far from where you live, and just wander around seeing what is there, just uncovering shops and parks and places and just seeing what there is to do and what history there is there. Because I find like a lot of villages in Northern Ireland, they won't be kind of advertised as places to visit, but there are lots of little cute things and quirky things you can find in them that you wouldn't maybe find in a bigger town. And I really love Ross Trevor, which is a place we go to a lot in Northern Ireland, and it has things like little quotes around the town and just little sayings that are supposed to be positive and kind of remind you about the things that matter in life. And the parks there are beautiful, the scenery is beautiful, and the buildings are really kind of quaint and old-fashioned. And I think there are so many little villages around the place that people just don't think to visit, but there will be less people there probably. Like, you might find some little shops that sell, for example, like local food, and there's always something interesting to find, even if it's something like just a park you've never been to before, or like an antique shop or like a little tour, or even a pub where you can like just get cozy in front of a fire and have a drink and just relax. So there's lots to do, and you can just explore the streets and see what you uncover along the way. Sorry if you can hear bickering in the background, but that's just kind of like the soundtrack to my life now. My kids are off school, so I'll deal with it in a minute. It's nothing urgent. Number 6 is to write a letter to a newspaper or magazine, or share photos with captions with them. Like, I really love the Simple Things magazine, as I've mentioned lots of times, but they have parts of the magazine where readers can send in a photo of, like, for example, their favourite room in their house, or just what they're doing each month when they're reading the magazine. Like, they'll set up a little scene and then take a picture of the way that they're reading their magazine, like what tea they're drinking, what room they're in, like what is making it cozy. And I really like looking at those. So if you have time to send something like that in, and you can write letters into that tackle issues or just be amusing and funny, like, and share anecdotes with people. And I just think it's a nice way to kind of give back to magazines and papers that you like to read. Number 7 is to do a dance workout. I am in no way like a professional dancer, and I didn't even dance until I was quite old because I just found it kind of embarrassing. I thought I was bad at it. I realised whenever I lived in France and I used to go out for nights out with friends, that it really improves your mood, and I just find it very like cathartic, and it's just fun, and it helps you lighten up and kind of forget about whatever you're worrying about. So I think there's lots of dance workouts on YouTube that are easy to follow along with. It is like a proper workout, but you don't even notice you're doing exercise because it's just fun. And you can get your kids involved if you have them, or anyone else you live with. And it's just a good way to stay fit and to make exercise something to look forward to rather than something to dread. Number 8 is to make yourself a hot toddy or a hot like winter tonic. And I think during the winter months it can really make you feel better because it is kind of like flu season and people get colds and everything more easily, and it's just nice to make yourself a warming drink to make yourself feel better. And I definitely think when my mom has given me hot toddies when I've been sick in the past, like, it has definitely helped a lot, and I just think it kind of wards off like colds and flus. So like, I was looking up some recipes for non-alcoholic ones, and there are so many online, but you can make some in a jar where you basically put in like apple cider vinegar and you put in things like ginger, garlic, turmeric. You can put in all sorts of spices and healing things, and then just let it sit for a month or two, and then you'll have something to look forward to in January whenever it maybe feels like it's a kind of bleak month and there's not as much to do, but you've prepared that in advance so you can enjoy it in the new year. Number 9 is to start a bullet journal, and you don't need a specific journal to do this. You can just take any notebook that you have and your favorite pen. There are so many tutorials online about it. You can find ideas of how to start one, and basically you're just like creating bullet points and making it visually like attractive to yourself, and it's just like a little project to do, and it helps you stay on top of like your goals, and it helps you to make a point to make time for it each day. Like, you can put in what you're reading, like your reading list. You can put in your daily goals and your monthly and your yearly ones, and you can just make it whatever you want and kind of incorporate a calendar so that you can see what you're doing with your year. And it's a good thing to start before January too, to just like make yourself feel more motivated. And it doesn't have to be in a driving yourself kind of way. It can just be in a slowing down and taking time to appreciate things kind of way. And you can also art journal as well if you don't like the idea of doing it in writing form. Just stick in pictures, draw pictures, doodle, and do whatever you like in it. And it's just a nice creative pursuit that doesn't cost any money. The final one for today is number 10, which is make some pie or crumble. I find like making pie and crumble really therapeutic. And it might just be because I like baking, but I think anyone can make crumble easily. It's so easy. You just rub like flour, sugar, and breadcrumbs together, or salt instead of the sugar if you're making like a savory one. And you can make so many different kinds. You can use up all of the fruit that you have lying around in your fridge or freezer. I quite often make it with like mixed berries that we have in the freezer, or it's a good way to use up apples obviously, or rhubarb, or you can put anything you want in it. Just be creative and try different things, and it's such a nice dessert to have on a cold winter's night. with custard, and it's just something to look forward to that everybody can enjoy after you've made it, but it's not too taxing. It doesn't require a lot of like culinary skill to make one, and you can make it even for dinner. I saw a fish one recently that someone had made and just put whatever you want in it. It's kind of like crepes. You can make them savoury or sweet, and they can be like a main meal or like just a dessert. So yeah, thanks for watching, and thank you to everybody that has joined me, and it's lovely to have you here, and I will make another video soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more content, and have a great day. Bye.